Good evening and welcome in to Texan Live High School Football Wrap-Up Show presented by Cron.com. I'm Shaun Bijani with the head coach Bert Brocker himself. Welcome in. Appreciate you joining us for another exciting evening of Friday night football in the Houston area. We've got a great show coming up. We'll hear from Texan Live reporter Bailey Logsdon, who again has our male and female Athletes of the Week. That's coming up a little bit later on, Bert. But man, we had some surprisingly good games this evening. It didn't look like it early on, but man, you can't sleep in high school football when it comes to high school football, especially in Texas.
Absolutely not. We had some games that got up around 63 points and looked like they were going to be blowouts. All of a sudden, the other teams started coming back. Had some of the great matches that we knew would be there tonight. We'll talk more about them here shortly, but what a great lineup we had tonight in high school, and a good lineup last night.
It was great. We'll get to the Thursday night highlights here in just a second, but first, let's take you to Tomball Memorial, where the Wildcats were taking on the Magnolia West Mustangs in a District 25A matchup. Now, Magnolia West's running back, Preston Deming, came in averaging 133 yards per game on the ground. The question was tonight, could he continue to keep that going? Take a look at the highlights.
Guidry goes in motion and he'll give it to him on the sweep, going to the far side of the field. He'll cut up, gets a great block down to the 35, 40-yard line, 45-50, crosses midfield down to the 40, the 35, 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tomball Memorial, Jordan Guidry. In the gun, it's going to be an option play coming towards the near side. Now he's going to pass the ball, looking for the end zone, touchdown, Mustangs.
A two-point conversion if they get another opportunity. 6-minute drive, though, by Mag West.
High end over end kick's going to be fielded at the 7-yard line. It's muffed, and it's going to be picked up at the 7. Now he's going to have to take off. Coverage breaks down a little bit, breaks a couple of tackles, breaks another one going towards the far side, down across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Big return there. 10:45 to go. Third down and 9. Drops back to pass in the pocket. It's collapsing around him. The coach is going to be sacked in the backfield. Backfield at the 37-yard line. 11. Ball at the 35-yard line on the near hash. Inside their own territory is Tomball Memorial. They'll fake the sweep now. Baker steps up into the pocket. He's got a man over at the 30-yard line. It's going to be caught at the 32. Down to the end zone. Touchdown. Jordan Grice. Third one of the season.
Jordan Grice.
Baker to Jordan Grice gives the Wildcats the lead over the Mustangs. That kick's going to fall short down to the 25-yard line. Breaking free down the sideline on the far side. Breaks the tackle down to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown return and a big run. Down the sidelines, breaking several tackles. In motion. Fakes the give now, keeping himself coming towards the near side. Finds someone to run down the 10. 5. Touchdown, Drew Baker. Christian Lovick and Jordan Gray in the backfield. Here's the snap. He's going to fake the give, drops back to pass. Under pressure, steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to toss as a wide receiver open at the 15-yard line. And he's going to be brought down at the 5. Big strike there. And that's number 21. Now you wonder if you slow it down a little bit now that you're inside the 5, but like you said, they're not built for that. Two wide receivers on each side. They'll hand the ball off. Coming towards the near side is going to be Lovick, and he'll go untouched into the end zone off the right tackle, and that is a touchdown for the Wildcats. Down on the near side, ball at the 35-yard line. 2nd and 11. Fakes the give, drops back to pass, tossing over the top, and it's going to be caught in the end zone. Did he hold on? Touchdown, Mustangs. Yard line, 5:08 to go here in the third quarter. Snap, drops back to pass. Tossing to the far side. He's got a man open at the 10-yard line, and he's got it down to the 5. Touchdown. Jordan Grice, third touchdown of the season. Go here in the third quarter. Snap, drops back to pass. Tossing to the far side. He's got a man open at the 10-yard line, and he's got it down to the 5. Touchdown. Jordan. 4th down and 10. Wildcats are going to go for it here. Ball at the 15-yard line. They are going to try to get to the 5. In the gun, rolling towards the near side is Baker. Looking for a wide receiver, wide open. Grice gets it after 1, dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats. Big touchdown for the Wildcats, and they have tied the ball game at 39. Here comes the extra point team.
And there you have it. Magnolia West and the Mustangs top Tomball Memorial 45-40. An incredible game. And just for a little context, Bert, just listen to these numbers. Magnolia West's running back, Preston Deming, as I mentioned, came in averaging 133 yards per game on the ground. Quarterback, John Matocha, 2 100-plus yard rushing games already. Both of those guys add to their totals tonight in an incredibly exciting game. A lot of offense. It was a 4-minute highlight package, and rightfully so. Incredible action this evening.
Well, and that was a big game in district.
Yeah.
Both teams come in 4-0 and, trying to make a statement. And one of them had to go out of their loser, and it turned out the guy that had the ball last won the game. So
yeah.
What a football game, and what a good district win. And Tomball's making a statement this year. Last year, Tomball School struggled. This year, they're playing some really good football right now. J.W.
Smith with a lot of highlights to call in that ball game this evening. Cy Creek and Cy Ranch were at it. A couple of 2-1 squads going at it this evening. Cy Creek coming off an overtime thriller last week, topping Cy Springs in a high-scoring affair. 47-41 was the final for their second straight W. Looking for number 3 tonight, Matt Harrop was on the call from Cy Fair FCU Stadium.
Cypress Creek trying to get a touchdown. Renneria fakes to the halfback, has time, steps up in the pocket, rolling right, sending its running back to the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Cypress Creek. I believe that's Jimerson. Renneria on the gun, taking the snap, looking first to his check down, now a wide receiver screen. This one is Sutton, and Sutton gets the first down, but Cypress Ranch says they have it at the end of the play. Back is West. Brooks, quarterback keeper. West trying to push him in. Signal is touchdown. Fred Brooks. Here comes Fred Brooks, 1st and 10 for the Cypress Creek 40. Takes the snap. Give. This time to Pino. Or check that. No! This is Zane Cobb. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Zane Cobb.
Cy Ranch winners 17-13, improving to 3-1 on the evening, while Cy Creek falls to an even 2-2 in a District 17-6A matchup this evening. Bert, what do you think of that game?
Well, again, turnovers. You talk about them all the time. They gave over a turnover. They were up 10-0. All of a sudden, 10-7 back in the ball game. And it's just an important part. Every game, you look at special teams and turnover. That game, they're no different.
Turnovers was a big story in this game, as you'd mentioned. It's not been a problem at all for the Crosby Cougars. Crosby coming into this evening a perfect 4-0, looking to make it 5 straight to start their season. As a team, they've got a 10-1 touchdown to interception ratio. There's nothing wrong with that. But you say, hey, 4-0, 4 games into the year, 10 touchdowns, Bert. That's not a lot of action really going on through the air. That's because they've been doing a lot of damage on the ground. The red-hot Crosby Cougars coming into tonight had amassed 190 points, more than 1,900 yards of total offense for the season, Bert, in just 4 games. So the Panthers, they had their hands full. They were taking on Kingwood Park this evening. On the call this evening, Craig Williams. Take a look at the highlights.
3-0. Big, heavy package comes out. Motion one right to left. Take the snap. Handoff, running left. It's Williams into the end zone. And Craig Williams has his 12th rushing touchdown of the year as he scores from 4 yards out. And Crosby has their first lead of the night with 1:44 left to play in the first quarter. 4 receivers, 2 each side. McElroy left shoulder. Motion receiver from left to right. That's Bartholomew. Bresco out of the gun, takes the snap, rolls right, pressure in his face, steps up, throwing it deep downfield, has a receiver, and it's caught in crossbit territory to the 35, across the 20, left sideline to the 10-5, and into the end zone goes Tylen Johnson. A 79-yard touchdown throw by Bresco to Tylen Johnson. Kingwood Park back in front with 20 seconds left to play in the first. Handoff up the middle, looking for the goal line, and it's going to be just shy. Oh, nope, late whistle is in. Late signal. Shotgun, Howard. Oh, it's Williams. The pistol, the Wildcat rather, keeps it himself, breaks a tackle, bounces outside of the right. Williams into K Park territory to the 30, 25, turns on the Jets, blows down the sideline and gets into the end zone. Looked like he was going to cut inside. A little deke, faked the move in, and then just sprinted down the near sideline and takes it into the end zone for a 74-yard score. Handed off on the reverse, running it over to the right side. Patterson with nobody in front, and Patterson will tiptoe into the end zone. Howard's going to roll left, looking to throw, throws left, caught. Flea flicker, it's Williams down the left side. Williams across the 40 to the 30, 20, 10, 5, and into the end zone. The hook and ladder completed to Patterson. He flicks it to Williams, and Williams takes it the distance. In the shotgun, first and goal. Handoff Williams, sweep to the right side. Williams looking for the corner of the end zone, and he finds it. Williams into the end zone for the 5th time tonight, 4th time on the ground. He now has 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. Down 25, that always worked to your advantage. Handoff Bartholomew running right to the 20, to the 15, cuts back inside, now outside of the 5, looking for the end zone, diving in. Logan Bartholomew from 26 yards. Backs again. Handoff, it's McElroy up the middle, breaks a tackle to 45, cuts right to the 40, to the 35-30, inside the numbers to the 20, down the sideline to the 10-5, and into the end zone. Emmanuel McElroy. It is a shootout tonight. Coker's in the shotgun, takes the snap on 2nd and 12, throws left, nearly picked off. Patterson makes an unbelievable catch, and he's off to the races. Across the 20, 10-5, and into the end zone. 4th down and 3, handoff left side and sprinting into the end zone as again the Panthers just will not go away. It's Emmanuel McElroy with his 2nd score of the night as he takes this one in from 13 yards out.
Well, you saw that game right there. Craig Williams, 326 yards, 7 touchdowns, and oh, by the way, offense, 727 yards. 727 yards.
It's amazing. Gaudy numbers all the way around. And I said Craig Williams was on the call this evening. I'm sure Craig Williams would love to have Jeremy Branham's pipes, and I'm sure Jeremy Branham would love to have Craig Williams' speed. Craig Williams coming into tonight's game, 6 touchdowns. And how many touchdowns does he have now?
He had 7 tonight.
Yes, so 13 total touchdowns, 7 tonight. More in one game than he'd been able to amass the first 4 of the season. The Crosby Cougars improving now to a perfect 5-0, Bert. I mean, all eyes have got to be on this program going forward. They are just manhandling their opponents offensively.
Well, I think the big thing is, though, as Jeff Reardon would tell you, he's got to play better defense. If you're going to win a state championship, there's no doubt the Crosby Cougars are going to score a lot of points. But as you get deeper into the playoffs, you're going to have to find a way to get more stops. Craig Williams, seen him. I got to call the 2nd game against Porter they played. He's unbelievable. When a kid gets the ball, Baylor commit, super fast. He's just a playmaker. You saw it on a couple of the big plays there. I mean, when he wants to turn on the Jets, there's just hardly nobody can catch him. But you're still going to have to play defense down the stretch to win the close.
Yeah, 45 points. You can't give up 45 points. I mean, You're absolutely right. Just don't tweak anything offensively, Crosby. You're doing just fine.
Yeah. got that down pretty solid right now.
We did have plenty of Thursday night action as well for you on Texan Live. Cywoods and Langham Creek, a District 17 6A matchup for you. The Langham Creek Lobos improved to a perfect 4-0. We're about to see some highlights here. A 31-24 victory over the Cywoods Wildcats, which fall to an even 2-2 mark. Take a look at the highlights.
Receiver set, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Middle go off the right shoulder. of Heron now. There's the snap. They'll hand it to Ben. Right back up the middle. Touchdown. Lobos. Langham Creek Lobos to Min right back up the middle from 7 yards out. And Chris Min adds another one. And they'll put Potato in motion. They will give it to Morgan off the right side that time. Ball's on the turf. Picked up by the Lobos. Advanced it to 35, 30, 25, 10, 5. Touchdown Lobos. 5-man front. Both linebackers pinched up, making a goal line defense. 7 in front of him is Jackson Jones. He'll give it to Morgan off the left side. Touchdown. Wildcats. Wing T, Morgan the tailback. They'll go motion to Potato this time. Throws it to Barry. It just touchdown Wildcats.
There you have it, 31-24 victory for Langham Creek over Cy Woods. Langham Creek had averaged 40 points per game now to start the season, Bert. They take on Cy Lakes next week. It's currently winless at 0-3. They'll take on actually a Cy Ridge tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and that's a tough district. You know, you got 12 schools in there that play tough every week. They play each other. They start district early. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and again, we talk about turnovers. Coronazima, you know, with the big fumble recovery there for a touchdown. At the end of the game, you win by 7. So, you know, it just shows. Turnovers, special teams.
And those are things that, you know, head coaches throughout the area would like to see cleaned up, especially by week 4, week 5 in the season, as, you know, you start to play conference games and, you know, rubber meets the road. These are mistakes that, you know, separate the men from the boys, if you will. Good teams just don't make these mistakes.
Yeah, and, you know, and that's the thing. In a district like that, you know, as you get deeper in, that number 3, number 4 seed, very easily, you've seen it happen in those big districts, go a long ways in the playoffs. So, you know, every game's important, and they'll continue to get better, no doubt about that.
Well, Channelview and Atascocita were at it last night, a District 21 6A matchup. The Eagles jumped all over the Falcons 62-7. Atascocita now winners of 2 straight in dominating fashion. Take a look at the action from last night.
Rowe in the gun. Fake to Demeriti. Rowe gets it going left, gets a great block, cuts it back inside, and he's going for the corner. Touchdown Atascocita. Rowe, quarterback draw up the middle, has running room, takes it left. Rowe inside the 15, inside the 10, 5, goal line, touchdown. 10 from the 23. Rowe is in the gun. Looks right, steps up, going to go towards the end zone for McCusker. He's got it. Touchdown Atascocita. Empty set backfield. Rowe going to throw. Going to step up and launch one deep. Has a man open. Talon Blaylock is in for a touchdown. Rowe going to roll to the right. Going to launch one deep downfield. Has a man open. Peyton Harden down the sideline. There are no flags. Touchdown Atascocita. Rowe in the gun. Going to take it right. Finds a hole. Cuts it back inside. Time for the end zone. Touchdown Atascocita.
So we mentioned the Atascocita Eagles all over the Channelview Falcons 62-7. You just saw the action from last night. Now, we got a big matchup coming up next week, Bert. You got the Atascocita Eagles taking on the North Shore Mustangs. That'll be at Galena Park ISD Stadium. North Shore taking on CE King this evening. Just went final 45-28. You know, North Shore is something that prides themselves on their defense, Bert. Atascocita's been putting up a lot of points here lately. It's going to be really interesting to watch that matchup next week.
Well, I think if you look at both programs last year, they were the top 2 elite in the class. North Shore beat them during the regular season, and then Atascocita got revenge in the playoffs last year after North Shore had upset Katy. So, you know, a lot of emotions, but this game's important. It's for, in theory, who should win the district, and has been for the last couple of years. John Kay, as you know, heck of a coach. Treg Stump, same thing. And these two guys, you know, they look and they put a little star up there on that schedule. They know this game's important, and Atascocita's offense is starting to play. North Shore, same kind of thing. Different talent this year, and that shows their abilities. They're having to coach differently this year.
Atascocita's young. 6 sophomores starting on offense. Our own Bailey Logston had an opportunity to catch up with Craig Stump, head coach of the Atascocita Eagles, after that game last night. Take a listen.
Hey guys, Bailey Logston out here with Texan Live. I have with me head coach Stump of the Atascocita Eagles, who just defeated Channelview. Coach, you're coming off of 2 big wins. You've shut some teams down this week. How you feeling?
Yeah, feeling good about the guys. I just talked to them. We try to establish an identity, in what is ours. And I think right now it's a bunch of guys that like being around each other, and they know it. They understand what it takes to win, and they don't care who they're playing. We try to play at a certain level no matter who we play. And so far in the 2 games, they've shown that.
Talk to me about your quarterback, Jack Rowe. He's making some connections with your receivers. He's really stepped up these past couple weeks. He looks good. He's throwing deep balls. He's doing his job. So how do you feel about him?
Yeah, feeling better and better and better. And I think he'll be the first to tell you he's not, ready to, finished with what he needs to do. But, from the first game till now, I kind of sat him on the bench and just been bringing him along. And he's just improving, and doing what he's supposed to do. And if he'll do that, not every play is going to be a good play. I mean, they're trying to stop you, right? And so, but as long as you're going in the right direction and attempting to do what we're asking you to do, then more good things will happen than not,
Absolutely. And y'all have got some confidence. You've got some big wins. So you're playing North Shore, that's right. So how are you feeling going into that game?
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. We'll watch them tomorrow and all that. And, we'll enjoy this. But it's 2 really good teams, I think, playing, and it's going to go. It's going to go either way. I mean, it's a tough game. It's the top game in the district.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck. Congratulations. Enjoy this win.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Craig Stump is right there. It could go either way. Atascocita putting up all of these points. North Shore, again, priding themselves defensively. Look, they had a tough time. North Shore did this evening with C.E. King and their quarterback who can get out and run and throw a little bit. Found some receivers. I was actually at that game earlier this evening. But C.E. King and the Panthers ran a little bit on North Shore. That's something that they cannot allow Atascocita to do. But Atascocita, Bert, being so dynamic over these last couple of weeks, it's going to be a really tough matchup.
Well, again, this is a game. It'll be a chess match. Both these coaches want a victory. They want to control their district. They want to control their own destiny, and this game sets the tone for that. So, like Coach Stump said, he'll go watch. They'll get back in there, Coach K, tomorrow morning. He'll be doing the same thing in his team.
I'm sorry.
And his crew.
I don't believe Coach Stump. Don't tell me you haven't seen North Shore yet. You've been looking at him for a little bit. They've been looking at you for a little bit. You guys know each other very well. We had a rival game on Thursday night. Nimitz and MacArthur at a District 16 6A matchup. The Nimitz Cougars improving to 3-1. Good start for them this season, topping MacArthur 26-7. And the action you'll see right here from last night.
2nd down and goal. Here's the snap coming towards the near side on the handoff. Jumps over man. He's going to fall into the end zone. Touchdown. Nimitz as they're on the board first here tonight with 8:26 to go. In motion, fakes the give. Now rolls towards the near side. He's got a man wide open at the 5-yard line. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Nimitz on the board for the first time tonight. The question is, if you don't get it here, do you kick the field goal? In motion. Hands the ball off, going up the middle, trying to find some touchdown, and he will fall forward for the score. 2nd down, 9 to go. Ball on the 38-yard line, going to be a keeper towards the far side, going to get a little bit of room to run. Down to the 35, 30, 25, and forced out of bounds. To the near side, and it's been working. Same play, now they're going to give the ball to a running back who goes to the far side. Stutter steps in, he breaks a tackle, and into the end zone is Tubber at Kenny. And Kenny able to score. They had the success on it last time. And that's the play they ran when they scored a touchdown, and it's going to be Kenny again on the far side, down to the 20 to the 15, and out of bounds. Stanley in the backfield. Ruffin next to him. He'll go up the middle, and Stanley goes in untouched. Touchdown!
There you have it. The Nimitz Cougars improving to 3-1 on the season, topping MacArthur 26-7. The MacArthur Generals now 1-2 on their young season. Nimitz taking on Aldine next week. Bert, the Mustangs will be looking for their first win tomorrow night against the Davis Falcons. Nimitz 3-1, impressive start to their year.
Well, and they did a nice job there of, I call it kind of a backdoor jet sweep type coming through the backside, and they had two really big plays with that, and nice job of disguising it and have a lot of options to run off it. So it's very difficult to defend. If you commit, then you just pull it and go to the right. And you got blockers out in front.
If you got the athletes to run things like that where they could stick it and cut it upfield, then more power to you, and they certainly do. They look good here in the early going of the season, and 3-1 is certainly testament to that. A non-district affair yesterday. Foster out of District 27-5A taking on a 6A opponent, Cinco Ranch. The Cinco Ranch Cougars had their way with Foster last night, 36-6. Cinco Ranch improving to 3-1 on the season, while Foster drops to an even mark of 2-2. Take a look at some of the action from last night.
To the line. Settle in now. 5 seconds on the play clock. Here's the snap. Here's Keithy. There's a hole to work with room on the corner, and he's in. Cinco Ranch strikes first. Doing the football. 5 seconds on the play clock. Easterly is going to hand it to Keithy. He's going to go right up the middle with it, and his second touchdown run of the game comes right there. Yeah, Cinco Ranch took that last time out. They didn't want any mistakes happening so close to the red zone here. Wanted to throw this one downfield, and that one's going to be caught in the back of the end zone. What a throw, what a catch made by Foster. Great catch.
Yeah, nice adjustment.
So the point after is going to be blocked, and Cinco Ranch has it. And one man left the beat. He could get two here. Racing down the near sideline. David Benda is going to turn this into two for himself. Wow.
Oh, my. If they put it in the air, Hull's been their main target tonight. So Keithy on the ground and Hull at the wide receiver spot for Cinco.
Actually hands it off to Keithy again. He might be gone, and he is. The third touchdown on the night for Brant Keithy and Cinco Ranch. He's in the backfield right now. See if he gets the call again here. He does indeed. To the right side. He's gone again, Mike. Unbelievable. 4 rushing touchdowns in this game. My goodness. That one goes for 16 yards, and Cinco Ranch increases his lead 28-6.
Tough running inside for big gains, and then that jet sweeps, getting to the edge as well.
He's been executing everything so well in that run game, and here they go again.
Oh, my.
Keithy, my goodness. Is he in the end zone? He is.
Well, it was the Brant Keithy show last night as Cinco Ranch dominated Foster 36-6. Touchdown runs of 6, 8, 18, 16, and 10 for Brant Keithy. An incredible performance for him.
Yeah, he had 5 touchdowns, 130 yards. Just got an opportunity to meet him at the Touchdown Club at the Touchdown Awards this year. And just a really nice young man, big kid, and as you could tell. And once he turns north and south, he's not afraid to run over somebody.
A future Rice Owl. Brant Keithy, and the Owls would love to see him scamper into the end zone 4 or 5 times every Saturday afternoon over at Rice Stadium. One more game for you from Thursday before we get back to Friday night action. Took you out to Pearland, Dawson, and George Ranch in a 23-6A matchup. The Dawson Eagles sneaking past George Ranch and the Longhorns 14-13. Excellent ball game last night as the Longhorns drop to 2-3 on the season. The Dawson Eagles improving to 3-1 on their campaign. Take a look at some of the action from last night.
Big set here. Colton Robertson, the fullback, in to block. Hands this one off. Off the right side, touchdown. That's David Fisher on the carry, punching this one in and getting the Longhorns on the board first here in the first quarter. Or go to TexanDrive.com. Here we go with the long deep pass, and that is intercepted in the end zone. Coming up with the ball, Jacob Kramer from shotgun. 22 set wide out on the east side. Has a man open in the end zone. Pass completed. Khalil Jones, touchdown Eagles. Kramer, nobody in the backfield, all alone, empty set. Quick three-step drop, lets this fly down the left side. He's got Smith on the pass completion, working his way down to the 15 to get this first down. Definitely don't want to turn over the ball, being in such good field position. On and around on the jet sweep. It's Mason Pierce. Pierce able to work his way down to she's got a leg. She's already hit one of these. The hold is good. The snap is good. The kick is good through the uprights.
Well, Dawson pulled out a squeaker right there on a 13-13 victory. And, again, extra point, difference in the ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, coming up, we had a nail-biter in Dickinson and a fantastic ball game against A-Leaf Taylor and Pearland. But first, we're going to get to Bailey Logston, who had our male and female athlete of the week. Bailey does such a great job, and each and every week, Bert, I'm just... She surprises me with these great kids that she's able to talk to, and she caught up with a volleyball player, a setter out at Tompkins, Kaylin O'Neill. And you better get used to listening and hearing this girl's voice because she's something else. Take a look at what Bailey found for us this past week.
This week's Female Athlete of the Week from Tompkins High School, Kaylin O'Neill. Okay, let's try that again. Hey guys, Bailey Logston here with Texan Live, here to present this week's Houston Chronicle Female Athlete of the Week from Tompkins High School, Kaylin O'Neill. Kaylin, how does it feel to get this week's Female Athlete of the Week?
It's really nice to have my talents recognized and Tompkins recognized as well. I feel like all my hard work has paid off, and getting this far is really nice for me.
And right now, y'all are 15-3. You had 53 assists alone against Katy. And you're a senior, so you got a lot of leadership on your team. So talk to me about how important that is to you.
Being a senior brings everybody together, and I love the chemistry on our team. And we want to go to playoffs this year so we can set a new goal for ourselves because we've never done it before. So it's really nice to leave a good legacy behind.
All right, Kaylin, congratulations on this win, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
And now for Tompkins, I have with me head coach of 5 seasons now, Coach Merrill. Coach, how is your season going this year?
It is amazing. We started off really well with the Katy ISD tournament, and then we had 2 weeks of a break with Harvey. It took us a little bit to get back in our rhythm, but we're definitely back in our rhythm now.
And you have a great athlete, Kaylin. She really stands out on the court. Obviously, her numbers speak for themselves. She has games with 48 and 46 assists. She's averaging 10 a game. So talk to me about her and what kind of athlete she is.
Caitlin's a great athlete. Not only is she a great athlete, but she's a great leader, and she runs our floor. Her set selection, her tempo, her rhythm, it keeps us intact.
All right, and what would you say would be a goal that you have for your team this year?
Definitely made the playoffs.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations to you and Kaylin, and good luck in this season.
Thank you.
Hey guys, Bailey Logston out here from Texan Live to present this week's Male Athlete of the Week, presented by the Houston Chronicle. This week's winner is Caleb Chapman from Clearbrook High School.
Great job as always by Bailey Logston with our male and female athletes of the week. And there, as you saw, Clearbrook wide receiver Caleb Chapman. Clearbrook 3-1 now after losing 55-42 this evening to Clear Creek. Another barn burner. I'm sure he had compiled some more fantastic numbers, but congratulations to both Kalen O'Neill and Caleb Chapman on terrific starts to their seasons.
Well, in that district down there, I mean, you got Dickinson, Friendswood, the Clear Lake, Clear Creek, all the schools. I mean, boy, what a tough match. Every week you're going up against a team, and we'll have more of those games talk about it here in a little bit. But, I mean, that district is really, really tough. And you can't just check the box, hey, we got a victory this week. Every team in that district's playing tough this year.
And that's what you love to see, is good competition and a little parity in high school sports. I mean, that's what you want. I mean, Clear Lake and Dickinson. I mentioned this one. It was a nail biter. And, you know, could you expect anything else from your Dickinson Gators, Bert? The Falcons looking for their second straight win after topping Alvin last week, 48-34. The Gators trying to avoid a second straight loss after dropping a close one to Friendswood last week themselves. Paul DeVore had the call from Sam Vitanza Stadium. Take a look.
Just off the line as an end to the left, and Collins takes the snap, and he's looking for Chris Welch on a little slant inside the 5, a catch. Welch still on his feet, touchdown Gators. Chris Welch
right here early on this deep drive.
So Chris Mason to the near side. Suianoa asks for the snap. He's got a single setback behind him and a H-back to his right. Turn around and hand it off to that setback. Dive for the end zone touchdown. So the Falcons capitalize on the Dickinson turnover. The interception returned by Ryan Davis, and a calls on the outside. So good play there. And fourth down with the clock running, 15 seconds to go. And Suianoa set up there as the ball is spotted at about the 18-yard line of Dickinson. Suianoa back to pass, drawing some pressure. He flushed out of the pocket, throws. He got a man wide open. Touchdown Falcons.
What awareness by Suianoa right there. Just kept his composure. Had a lot of pressure from the defensive front. Boy, that's a beautiful play by Suianoa.
With 1.5 seconds to go in the half, and he hits Asher Albertine just kind of wandering up the far sideline. He was able to find it off to Miles Lewis, trying the right side, bounces outside, and Miles able to turn and spin away. Miles is at the 15. You're on a stiff arm to the 10. Miles to the pylon, touchdown.
What a run by Miles Lewis. Showed it all right there. The good
to the right, Mason to the left. Suianoa sends Holmes to the left. Bring a man in motion to the near side. Back to pass to Suianoa. Fires across the middle. Caught. End zone. Touchdown.
Well, nice ball fake right there. Ja'Cory Morgan with the nice 14-yard touchdown catch.
Clear Lake winners 21-17. Bert, that last play that we just saw to give Clear Lake the victory there. That is such a timing play. That slant coming across the field, fitting that ball in there tightly, nearly double coverage, an incredible play to win the ball game.
Yeah, it really was. And then, of course, Dickinson got the ball back and marched down the field, had the ball first down on the 12-yard line with an opportunity with about 47 seconds to go in the ball game. Last week, Coach Nelson, Dickinson Gators lose a double overtime game. Tonight, you know, defensive battle there, come down, your offense has an opportunity to take the lead, and just two really, really tough losses, and that's the district I was talking about. Right now, there's a lot of teams playing well in that district, so a lot of football left, though, this year.
Dickinson 2-2, Clear Lake improves to 4-1. Mayde Creek and the Rams taking on Katy Taylor and the Mustangs. 2-1. Mayde Creek came into this evening. The Rams, after a hot start to their season offensively, they'd won 2 straight to start, averaged nearly 50 points per game, Bert, the first couple of games. In their 2 victories over Nimitz and Fort Bend Kempner, were hogtied last week by the Morton Ranch Mavericks. 37-20 was the final in that ball game. Did they get back on track this evening? That was the question. Patrick Creighton was on the call here on TexanLive.com out at Rhodes Stadium. Take a look at the action from tonight.
Handoff to Beek up the middle. 25, stutter step, 20 to the near sideline. 10 and out of bounds near the 8-yard line. A&B. Pitch right for Beek. 5, walks into the end zone, touchdown Mustangs. Run this end around here to Beak. Beak breaks contain, he's gonna go. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Mustangs. Ian Beak. Now Beak in motion. I'll give it to Beak, right side, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Ian Beak. 3rd touchdown tonight. 2, 1, they just get it off. Williams looking, fires over the middle, wide open, touchdown Mustangs. Garrett Holgerson with a 29-yard touchdown catch. Goins in motion, fake the jet sweep. Fiacapui over the top, end zone. Where is he in? Touchdown Rams! 21-yard touchdown pass from Fiacapui to Hueri. Quick throw, completes, is strong at the 10, cuts back, 5, diving for the end zone, touchdown Rams! This time they'll give it to Beak, right side. He's got the edge and he's gonna go. 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Ian Beak, 54 yards. Fiacapui to throw, steps up, fires deep over the middle, has the Suedo in stride, bobbles it, but he holds on for the score. Touchdown Rams. Inside handoff, Beak, he's got the first down and more. Foot race, he's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Ian Beak, 52 yards. Fiacapui to throw over the middle into the end zone. No signal. Daniel Hueri says he's got a touchdown.
There you have it, Katy Taylor, 42-28 winners over the Mayde Creek Rams. Mayde Creek now 2-2. Katy Taylor improving to 2-2, Bert, after the victory this evening. Fantastic ball game, really. And how impressed are you by Katy Taylor at this point?
Well, Ian Beak, he was our player of the week last year, and this young man, very, very talented, and did a nice job tonight of getting the ball in the end zone, getting his team up early in this ball game, and and that's what you expect of a leader. And nice job by him running rock tonight.
Leadership, that's what it's about, especially when you're trying to keep your team undefeated, like the Cy-Fair Bobcats coming into this evening, a perfect 3-0, looking for 4 straight to start their season. Jersey Village and the Falcons, their opponent, they came in at 1-2 in a matchup in 17-6A football this evening. The Bobcats looking to stay perfect to start the year, and they've been doing it on both sides of the ball, Bert. They've only given up 24 points in their first 3 ball games. Incredible job defensively. Did the Falcons put up a fight tonight? That was the question. Scott Weiss was on the call from Pridgeon Stadium. Take a look.
Left this, switch it strong right now. Kennedy. Stretch off the right side, 10-5, touchdown, Trenton Kennedy. Gilbert and Jones will throw it out to the right, fade pattern to the back zone. Jones goes up, touchdown. Shotgun has Jalen Woods off his left shoulder. There's the snap, 3-step drop, looks left, throws left, on a button hook, caught at the 12. First down and more. Stretches, touchdown. Trenton Kennedy bubbles to the right, and they throw it to him, to 40, 35, 30, 25, 20. There goes Kennedy at the 5, touchdown. Arnold, 3-step drop, looks left, throws left. 30, 25, 15, 10, down to the 6-yard line. Right. Roll right, throw right, touchdown McKinley. Motion right, strong right. Arnold keeps it himself, drives to the end zone, touchdown. The sole setback, 3rd down and a bunch. Motion to the wide side of the field now for the Bobcats. Trying to get away, fumble, Farrell. Picked up at the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Falcons.
Bert, this was a ball game early, but 42-13 the final as Cy-Fair tops the Jersey Village Falcons, sending them to now a 1-3 mark. Cy-Fair improving to that perfect 4-0 mark that I was mentioning. Quarterback Cam Arnold for the Bobcats. You know, he didn't do a lot through the air this evening, but he didn't have to. But 12 passes, 10 completions, efficient is what I would call his game this evening. 3 went for scores, and you saw there in the highlight package, Bertie did it on the ground too as well.
Well, and and that's the key, managing the football game, and that's as somebody that wants to make sure you get victories, that's what you want from your quarterback. You want him to be efficient, you want him to complete passes when he needs to, and more importantly, you want him to make good decisions with the ball. Clearly did that tonight, and outside of the big man getting some love there on the defensive score for the touchdown, Cy-Fair definitely took care of business tonight.
I wanted to make mention, too, of their ball carrier, Trent Kennedy, who had a nice evening on the ground as well. 17 carries, 125 yards. Not a bad day at the office. He's celebrating a little bit this evening along with the rest of his team, and the Bobcats now perfect 4-0 on the start. Turnovers, and we spoke about that a little bit earlier in the program. It's something that drives head coaches absolutely insane this time of the year. 2 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries for the Cy-Fair Bobcats this evening, and that's going to get you a lot of wins throughout the course of the season. Eisenhower and Spring. You had Eagles and Lions. Eisenhower coming in at 1-2. The Lions 2-1 on the season in a District 16 6A matchup. The Lions looking to rebound tonight after a tough defeat at the hands of Westfield last week. That was a close one. We saw a lot of close ball games last week. 15-12 was the final 1 week ago. The Eagles, on the wrong side of a close one themselves last week, dropped it 16-13 to Davis, who got back on track this evening. Chase Snyder was on the call from Thorne Stadium. Take a look.
Down on the gun. Play fake, he's going to throw, has time, steps up and fires, open, Pearson makes a man miss, up the sideline, cuts it back inside, and he's brought down inside the 25 in Eisenhower territory. Man in motion, jet sweep, around the edge, touchdown, Spring. McDowell in the pistol, Owens up the middle, gets inside the 10, carrying a defender with him, into the end zone. Touchdown, Spring. Juwan Allen takes it right. Has some running room. Allen up the sideline. Allen is in for the touchdown. Eisenhower right back in it. Up the middle, it's Owens breaking a tackle. Breaking another one. Getting into the open field. Owens inside the 30. Owens down inside the 10. In the Wildcat, he'll take it up the middle, dive over the goal line, touchdown. Trent Miller. High snap, handled, up the middle, there goes Owens. No one's gonna catch him, no flags, touchdown Spring. 61 yards.
All right, Spring 27-7 victors this evening over Eisenhower, improved to 3 up and 1 down on the season. Eisenhower falling to 1-3. Spring with a very good start to their season, and look, it hasn't looked fluky for them. They've looked like a very well put together football team this season.
Yeah, they played great against. I'd go back.
Last week it was Westfield.
Westfield, yeah. Mm-hmm. Coach Meekin and them, and Westfield's got a really good team this year. And Spring gave them all they wanted last week.
Very good defensive squad, hence low scoring output 1 week ago, 15-12 ball game. Tonight, Spring getting back on track, putting some points up on the board, 27. A good showing for them and a nice start to the season now at 3-1. A-Leaf Taylor, the Lions taking on the Pearland Oilers. This is the ball game that I was telling you about, Bert, that you never know how these things are going to go. It gets late. And this is where, rubber meets the road, where the men and the boys, are separated. This game, I think was evident of that. This was a good one. The Oilers, after getting roughed up to start the season by Manville, 45-7. You remember that one, just kind of surprising to everybody. That loss in week 1. Now, they'd come on strong since then. The last 2 games, they've scored 100 points combined over the course of the last couple of weeks. They were looking to make it a 3rd straight W this evening. Mark Johnson on the call, and he had a lot of action to give you. You saw it and heard it right here on TexanLive.com from, where else? The Rig.
And the shotgun is McFarland. See, waits nobody in the backfield with him. Here's the snap. He's looking downfield. Steps up to the pocket. Will toss this one way downfield. And that one's going to be caught at the 32-yard line. And going towards the end zone. Dragging one Oiler with him. And that's going to be an A-Leaf Taylor touchdown. Unbelievable. Landry awaits. He'll keep it himself this time. He's up the middle and he's gone. 11-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Austin Landry. And they're a point away from tying this one up. That they do. Here's the handoff up the middle, finding a nice hole, room to work with. Benefield is gone. Pearland Oilers retake the lead on a 40-plus yard touchdown run from Jalen Benefield. Farland in the shotgun's got it. He's looking towards the end zone. Now he's going to run towards the end zone, and he is in. An 11-yard touchdown run on 3rd and goal. Charlie McFarland. Landry's going to keep this himself, go over to the far side. He is in for another touchdown, his 2nd one on the night. But Robler wants to throw this over the middle, wide open at the 2-yard line, and he just has to, he could have walked it in. Touchdown, Pearlands, as Evan Burgess gets the reception, and it's 27-14. It is rather surprising when you put it in that sense, and the first pass is going to be complete by Taylor, and still managing to get away after the tackle, and then it's going to end up costing him some yards. That ball may have come loose. Pearland thinks they have it on the far sideline, and they do. Earlier with 2 in the backfield, will hand it off to Benefield. He's up the middle. He's got a stiff arm. He's still trying to go towards the end zone, and they're going to give him a touchdown for this as he extends his arm at the 1-yard line and gets into the end zone. Another Pearland Oiler touchdown.
Great. That final touchdown, absolutely killer for A-Leaf Taylor, as you saw them surrender it there. 35-28, the final from the Rig this evening. You know, it looked like A-Leaf Taylor was going to be able to still hang around and make a game of it, Bert, but that final rushing touchdown by the Pearland Oilers sealed the game.
Well, but you go back to the fumble. That's the reason it was on there for a highlight. We continue to bring this up as something that's important. That fumble actually gave Pearland the ball. They went down, scored, went up 21 points. A-Leaf Taylor come flying back in that ball game. Actually got the ball late in the ball game with an opportunity to go down. Pearland defense stood tough and got the victory. And, you know, you talked about it a minute ago. He was playing against the Manville Mavericks and Coach Morton, and what an unbelievable season he has going right now. And they actually beat North Shore and Pearland. So, you know, Manville's a team, even though they've dropped to 5A, they still have a ton of talent there.
You know, I was at the North Shore and Manville game a few weeks back, and 5A, I don't care. 6A, they could play with any of those guys. I mean, I think everybody on that squad is going D1 somewhere.
Yes.
So don't let 5A fool you by any stretch. Our final game of the evening, Morton Ranch and the Mavericks coming in at 2-1, taking on the Tompkins Falcons. They're 0-3. The Falcons trying to stop the bleeding. 0-3. Don't let that fool you at all, because Tompkins has been in some ball games, Bert. 3 straight losses to begin the season, but it's been by 7 points or less in each one of those ball games. The Mavs looking for their 2nd straight W themselves. Michael Silvers had the call of the action this evening tonight at Legacy Stadium. Take a look.
Position players look over to the far sideline. Bennett shifts from the left shoulder to the right shoulder of the quarterback, Dallas Ross. Snap, option, pitch out to Bennett, cuts inside, touchdown as he dives into the end zone for the opening score of tonight's game. Kahn looks over the defense and he calls for the snap, runs an option and straight ahead inside the 15-10 and rumbles down to the 5-yard line.
Right side, picked up a quick hitter.
1st and goal from the 5, handoff, Bennett left side, charging to the end zone. No signal yet. He's in. Touchdown, Mavericks. Kahn gets the snap and he hands it off. Moorhead breaks a tackle. He's inside the 5, breaks another, and he will take it to the goal line, but he is stopped short of the end zone, and he's just going to be inches shy.
Or stopped just short of the goal line.
1st and goal. Give it to Moorhead, and he will take it into the end zone for the Maverick touchdown. Out of the shotgun with Bennett to his right. He runs an option, pitches it right. Bennett cuts it back, spins down inside the 2, down to the 1, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. He's got 3.
And Morton Ranch winners 28-0 this evening over the Tompkins Falcons, now 0-4. Bert, I just mentioned, they've been in some really close ball games. And what do you tell your team if you're the Tompkins head coach and you've seen them fight all season long, and then to get blanked tonight after you'd felt like maybe you're able to get over the hump, maybe you see some light at the end of the tunnel? 0-4 now, tough loss tonight.
Well, you go back to the same thing. I mean, you go back to freshman year in high school, only won 1 football game. Senior year in high school, only lost 1 football game. So there was a huge difference in those 2 years. I remember my freshman year, wasn't much coach could say after a game that I really felt good about. We didn't play very well. Pretty much got the snot beat out of us. But you know what? There's a lot of character, a lot of things you learn in life, a lot of things that will help you later on. And that's what it's all about. It's learning how to win, it's learning how to lose, it's learning how to deal with it, and getting better every week. And if you individually do that, then you got to consider it a victory.
And just knowing that you've been in ball games, one game does not define your entire season.
Nope.
They've been in some good ball games. 0-4 they may be for the Tompkins Falcons, but they're going to play some good football this season. So the best to them in that program. But Morton Ranch improving to 3-1 on the season. That concludes our Friday night action. Now, here's something that we're going to do every single week now, and you can find it on TexanLive.com. It's our viewer's choice. And polls are going to open Sunday morning. We'll have a list of players up there for you to choose from who you think your player of the week was. I've got a favorite or two I'm going to tell you right now, and my guess is that at some point Brant Keithy will find his way up on the polling. But we had a finalist, a winner from this past week, Bert.
Yep. John Holcomb, young man, goes to Summer Creek. He's verbally committed to Texas A&M, and he helped Summer Creek last year to a season that looked like they were going to go a long ways. Had a couple bumps in the road late, but it's a team that feels very confident that they can make the playoffs this year, and so he's excited and a super nice young man. And then you've already announced the female athlete of the week. So.
Kaylin O'Neill. Yes,
Yep.
Kaylin O'Neill, very popular. I told you, get used to hearing her name, the setter for Tompkins. She was the female athlete of the week, and of course the viewer's choice at TexanLive.com. Don't forget to vote each and every week. We'll have that up there for you on Sunday mornings. Now, we've got a lot of action still to come tomorrow on TexanLive.com. Some Saturday ball games for you. Cy Falls and Cy Springs. They'll kick it off at 6 p.m. at Cy-Fair FCU Stadium. Scott Weiss will be on the call. You can see that game right here on TexanLive.com. You've also got Cy Ridge and the Rams taking on the Cy Lake Spartans. That, too, will kick at 6 o'clock. That one from Pridgeon Stadium. Darren Ayers will have the action at TexanLive.com. And finally, the Aldine Mustangs and Davis Falcons at 6 o'clock from Thorne Stadium. Mark Johnson will bring you all of the action here on TexanLive.com. Another fantastic week in the books. Bert, second show, nearly in the books. Feeling pretty good this time, with this early stage of the high school football season around the area.
Well, it's just one of those deals. Right now, though, from here out, every game's important. So there's a lot of huge matchups. A lot of these district games are going to mean a lot to determine where you seed, or if you get in, or if you end up aren't playing in November. So a lot of great football to be played yet this year. Harvey did his damage. We've overcome that. But we're ready for high school football.
All right.
Hopefully you're enjoying it. I know I am, and couldn't be more proud and excited what we're bringing to you.
The matchups are just going to get ramped up each and every week. We already mentioned one major one coming up next week, Atascocita and North Shore. We look forward to that one and many, many more here on TexanLive.com. It's the Texan Live High School Football Wrap-Up Show presented by, in partnership with Cron.com. For our entire staff here, for Bailey Logsdon, who does a fantastic job with our male and female athletes of the week. For Bert Brocker, I'm Shaun Bijani. Have a great week, everybody.
One, two, three, jump.
Russ, what do you rate it?
I feel like it was much better than last year in terms of prep, direction,